Hi there, my name is William Houston.
Easton?
H-U-S-T-O-N.
Houston.
Sounds like the city, not spelled the same.
Okay.
So I see we have a couple of new trustees since last I was here, I think. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe I just never...
Different color hair.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay, sorry about that.
Natural.
So, there's one issue that's really very concerning to me, and I've spoken about it here with you before. I've heard tonight all of these wonderful events that you've had and are planning in the village of Endicott, and I hear that you want to have a development-friendly atmosphere. That was said earlier tonight. I heard about eco initiatives. And then I also heard about this other set of issues. There's panhandling, lockdown laws. I see on the agenda a new police vehicle. I've been hearing on Bob Joseph and in the newspaper about heroin overdoses and heroin addiction. And I know there's a lot of street crime, gunfights happening right here in the village of Endicott. The village is changing. And I want to make a connection between the changes that we've seen in this village over the last 10, 15 years. I want to make a connection between that and what's going on at what's now called I3 Electronics, previously EIT. Also Huron campus is involved in this. Both of those are the progeny, the modern progeny of IBM. Also, let me make a quick comment here about whoever runs the village's website. This village was built on the foundation of technology, IBM. This was where the PC began, was in the village of Endicott. And your website, pardon me, sucks. There's only meeting minutes from April. I looked for the meeting minutes for the last few months. They're not there. There's only meeting minutes there from April, and the last agenda is from June, and it's now August. So I would ask that you try to do a little bit better in keeping up to date in posting the meeting minutes and the current agenda for these meet's. I would appreciate that very much.
We try to do the best we can. I mean, I'm sorry you think it sucks, but it's something we try to offer. It's not number one on our priority list of running this village, just to let you know.
Just to let you know, it's not number one to let the public know what you're doing.
It is. We try to do as best we can. We have one of our employees who has other duties and responsibilities who does the website, and when he's available, he comes over and tries to update it.
I think you should make it a higher priority. I just want to register my complaint about that. Just try to keep it up. Keep up the meeting minutes because people really that can't attend these meetings, that's a great way that they can find out what's going on here.
Well,
like what
I guess I just don't like the word sucks.
Okay. It was a bad choice of words.
Yeah.
It leaves a lot of room for improvement. Let's say that. That's a little bit more PC. So let's get back to my issue. Since 2011, I3 Electronics, it was EIT at the time, has been bringing in under a secret pilot program 80,000 gallons per day of highly toxic material in trucks. Somebody also mentioned 18-wheelers going through the village. Guess what some of them are? They're big tanker trucks, bringing in tankers, 8,000 gallons at a time of poison. What we've recently learned is, since the last time I spoke here, is that a large percentage of this is coming from Seneca Meadows. It's not ordinary leachate. And I had a chemist explain this to me. He looked at all the materials over and he said that stuff is 10 times more concentrated than ordinary leachate. It's called reverse osmosis concentrate. That's what's coming from Seneca Meadows. Only Endicott is privileged enough to receive reverse osmosis concentrate. Why are they bringing that over 2 hours away to a completely different watershed? Why don't they discharge that into the St. Lawrence River? Why do they bring it to the Susquehanna River, which is about 2 miles upstream of the Rainy Well Here's the other thing. I heard you speak earlier before about we have restricted water usage going on right now. So the fact that I3 Electronics is dumping, the volumes that they're dumping, it's only 80,000 gallons per day of leachate, but the total volumes of other material that they're dumping, like from their own internal processes, it comes out to be 400,000 gallons every day. 400,000 gallons every day is going into the Susquehanna River. Right upstream from our drinking well. And the last time we spoke, Mayor, you told me that the material that they're discharging meets clean drinking water standards. And what I've recently found out is that's not exactly true. Based on materials that I've just received from the DEC, and they've given me a ton, and I really need help going through it. So if there's any citizens here that can help me examine this material, I would really appreciate some volunteers. But one of the documents that I looked at showed me that they modeled this, EIT at the time, they modeled this using buckets. They did a science project, and they modeled it in buckets. And what they said was that the Susquehanna River, the average flow is 700 million gallons per day. And what they're dumping heavy metals, oils and greases, volatile organic compounds, every kind of pollutant you can imagine is getting dumped into the Susquehanna by I3. And what they did was they said, well, once it mixes with the river water, it'll meet clean drinking water standards. That's what their papers have. I can show you this material. They're dumping poisons into the river 2 miles upstream from the Rainy Well, which is right now can't pump. I don't have it right in front of me, but I actually spoke with one of the village who works for the water plant, and he said the Rainy Well is 1/10 capacity right now from what it normally can pump. We could seriously run out of water very soon.
And we're taking steps to deal with that.
Okay, well, I'm curious into what I'm going to listen to. I saw in the agenda there's something about that. So my question to you is, number one, I understand this is not in your purview. This is DEC. I get that. But, and I would just want to say God bless Dave Baker, because we've had several meetings with the DEC right now over the past couple of years, and Dave Baker is the only trustee I've ever seen that come to any of these meetings. I haven't seen you, Mayor. I haven't seen any other trustee. Did you come to one?
Well,
okay.
We made sure at the meeting that Dave is our representative.
Okay, but
We're all on other committees. We're all on other committees.
You're on committees, but do you have any interest about the poisons being dumped into the river 2 miles upstream from our drinking water well?
I don't know what the
How do you think
poisons are.
How do you think that's going to affect the development-friendly environment atmosphere, and how do you think it's going to affect the eco initiatives?
I don't see dead fish floating down the river from poisons.
Well, as a matter of fact, downstream in the Susquehanna River, there are bass with tumors. This is well documented. Mayor, bass with tumors.
Listen, I'm running the meeting, okay?
Since 2014.
I want to address your question. I talked with somebody from Huron, who also addressed the I3 situation prior to this meeting. And I know you have concerns about Seneca bringing stuff. I happen to drive by Seneca, and there's right next door is a children's home, but that's neither here nor there. But he said that the DEC recognizes the plant on Clark Street as one of the best extracting plants in New York State. Okay? Now, if you as an environmentalist, maybe we should dump it somewhere else and pollute somewhere else. And that's not the condition that the DEC recognizes. That plant extracts more metals and impurities than any plant that was told to me in New York State. So I can understand why the DEC would recognize that plant and allow it to come down to here, because that's the best extraction, to overuse a word, that they could find. So just to reiterate what was told to me, and again, you're right that it is a DEC thing, and if you're thinking that anybody here isn't concerned about the environment, I think you're wrong, but that's an opinion, just like you have opinions.
Okay, here's a question for you. What about, I'm going to propose a resolution from the village trustees, maybe one of you can sponsor this. I would be very happy if you did. A resolution, can I just state this? A resolution opposing i3 Electronics from turning the downtown village of Endicott into a commercial waste treatment operation. That's what they're doing. That plant was built to deal with their own internal wastes from their processes. That's not what's going on here. They are trucking in tens of thousands of gallons every day of highly toxic material. Would you pass a resolution opposing turning the village of Endicott into a commercial waste treatment operation?
You're saying the opposite of what you really want, correct? Is that what?
I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
You're saying you want us to pass a resolution. Why don't you write the resolution, submit it, and then we'll look it over?
Okay.
Okay? I appreciate that.
Okay. I guess so I just want to say for the public to hear that we do have, DEC has been promising us for 2 years. This pilot program is supposed to last 2 years. It began in 2011. It's now 2016. It's been going on for 5 years. In 2013, the DEC promised us a public hearing. We finally have a public hearing. So I want to tell you what the date is. It's Wednesday, September 14th. The DEC is going to be available. It's going to be at the UE High School. The DEC will be available at 5 p.m. to answer questions, and then the public hearing will begin at 6 p.m. So I would very much like to see more than just Dave Baker. I would like to see other village trustees, no matter what committees you happen to be on, come out to this and listen to what the concerns the public has, and to maybe even tell the DEC that you don't think that i3 Electronics should be bringing in 80,000 gallons of toxic material to dump into the river every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your statistical information.